Right, hi guys, welcome to the channel. So, I was sent an email a couple of months ago asking if I would like to review a mini chainsaw. Now, I get a lot of emails like this, and believe it or not, 90% of them don't have anything to do with gardening, which is a bit weird because why would I review something rather, that isn't to do with gardening? It seems a bit strange to even ask the question, but there we are. So I must knock back, well, countless emails and requests to do things. Occasionally something comes along that is applicable to the channel, and I think, yeah, why not? I may as well. Now, they've sent me this mini chainsaw, and it's a company called, it's either Stone Cho or Stone Chew, I'm not sure which. Now, as ever, I've done a couple of reviews, and I say yes, I will. I'm happy to do it. I'm not getting paid, but I do get to keep the tool at the end. I say as long as I can be 100% honest, and that's what I'm going to be in this video. So what we're going to do, we're going to get it open. I'm going to show you it. I'm going to show you how to change the blade and stuff. Then we're going to go into the garden, and I'm going to put it through its paces. So I have actually opened the box. This isn't the first time, so a few bits are out of the packaging and stuff. I just wanted to make sure, obviously, I knew what I was doing prior to doing the video. So we open the box there, so we've got quite a lot in, and it was packed a little bit neater, only a little bit mind, neater than this when I first opened the box. Right, okay, so what do we have? Well, first of all, we've got the manual. We have got a pair of gloves. These will probably do nothing more than keep you warm. I wouldn't like to be wearing these and have an accident with them, so I would recommend getting some, some strong chainsaw gloves. You get some safety goggles, which is good. Get a little wire brush, I guess, to clean and get the bits of branches and debris out of the chain and stuff, so that's good. We have 1, 2, 3, and there's a 4th chain. So there's 2 bars as well. We've got a 6-inch bar and an 8-inch bar. So it looks like you get 2 chains for each bar, which is good. You get a spare. You also get 2 batteries, which is good as well. Quite often you only get 1. And you get the charger, which is a nice, simple little plug. There's also a little warranty card. And the mini saw itself, this already came fitted, I haven't done this. So you've got the 6-inch bar here and the 8-inch bar. Okay, so I'm going to show you the chainsaw a little more closely here. So we've got a little guard here. We've got a little dial, a little knob. So we've got the bit at the top there, that adjusts the tightness of the chain, and what looks like a cog, that actually takes and I'll do that now. Just to take this cap off, and I'll show you inside. So screw it all the way, and it takes some screwing. So what's good about this already is you don't need any additional tools or anything at all. It's all just kind of, you screw it off yourself. You don't need to undo any little nuts and bolts and things, which is makes life easier. Right, so eventually that comes off there like that, and you're left with the inside. So very, I would say basic, I'll say simple. And you can see instantly this is targeting your casual gardener, someone who isn't running a gardening business. This is clearly marketed at someone who is maybe not used to dealing and using chainsaws. So it's small, it's compact, it's easy to use, presumably. Haven't tested it yet. The casual gardener who's just going to, make use of it in their own garden, and they're not going to be chopping down huge trees and, making firewood out of big tree trunks. This is going to be odd jobs here and there, small to medium size branches, I would presume. Right, so we've got all that off there, and this is the notoriously tricky bit to do. So we've got the chain and the bar, and we want to get it back on the chainsaw, or the mini saw rather. So you want to make sure first of all the chain is going to be going on the right way. Obviously there's a sharp side and a blunt side. Now be careful when you're doing this, obviously, because it's sharp. So what you want to do first is just put the chain on the bar and fit it in so it's all snug like that. Got two things here. You've got the cogwheel and you've got the screw there, and you want to fit the chain onto the wheel first like that, and onto the saw like that. Now that should be snug without much play, and the metal base plate there is facing upwards. Now I'm going to swap hands here for a second, because when I'm putting this cap back on, you've got to keep a little bit of tension on the bar. So you can't really see, but I'm slightly pulling it that way to keep it taut. So match up. Match up there. And you basically want to screw that down, making sure it all clicks into place. But make sure you keep this tight. And screw that down like that. So that should be tight now. Now you want to make sure the chain is relatively tight to the bar, because you don't want to have too much play in it. So if you just pull it there slightly, now this is actually really what you want. It comes away from the bar a little bit and snaps quickly back into place. You can adjust the tightness using the top bit here. And well, that's what you're aiming for basically. So it snaps back like that. Right, okay, so a few things I want to mention before I test it. So all in all, general feel of it, it's very lightweight. I've got the battery in now. Lightweight. Now, I'd say it's basic in its design, but it feels sturdy and well built, which is what you want from a chainsaw. It hasn't got all the bells and whistles of, maybe your petrol saws and that kind of thing. It's a solid thing, it would take some breaking, I think. Now, it's got a safety feature on here, and I'm not exactly that comfortable with it, to be honest. So the one thing I do like is, watch. So the battery's in, I'm pressing it, it's not coming on. You need to press it twice in quick succession, which I don't mind. I don't think that's a bad thing. It means that if it's knocked or dropped, it takes a double tap to actually turn it on. You've got a red button here, which when it's on, if you press it, it keeps it on and it continuously runs it. So I'll show you. So double tap. Now, I don't particularly like this. So if you're using that feature and it's continuously running, if you then drop the chainsaw, or the mini saw rather, I keep calling it a chainsaw, if you drop it, it's going to continue to run, and that could obviously go anywhere. So I think that's a little bit dangerous, in all honesty. I don't particularly like that, I don't think. But I quite like the idea of the double tap to turn it on. So before we even get out, two things I've noticed instantly is that there's no variable speed control. It goes at one speed. I like to be able to control the, how fast the chain rotates around the bar basically. Another thing is that there's no place to put any oil. It's simple, you know. I would assume all chains should be lubricated. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. You can obviously, you know, put a little bit of oil yourself around the chain, but yeah, nowhere to put the oil. So we'll see how it performs. Right, so we're outside now. This is a tree that is going to be removed at some point when I get a minute. So this is my own garden. So I'm just going to get rid of this tree at some point so I can have a bit of a mess around and cut a few branches just to show you how it works. So yeah, so I'll do some cutting, try and get a feel for it, and yeah, just let you know how it goes. So super professional as ever. We've got maybe about 3 inches or so here. I've kept the same bar on. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, not too bad. So you feel like you have to slightly coax it through rather than just rush through, but again, I guess that's good practice, not to race through it. You can certainly tackle something like that quite easily. Again, well, there's a little bit of clogging in here, but you just obviously take it off, remove it, and you know, put the cap back on. Yeah, not too bad so far. I'm going to try and find something a little bit bigger. As I say, put the bigger bar on and see how it cuts through it. Right, yeah, so it spluttered its way through that one a little bit. It was a clean cut in the end, cleanish cut in the end, but it certainly struggled a little bit getting through that. So I'd say if you were going to be buying this and using it, it would be for something that's a bit more in keeping with the first few cuts we did, rather than you know, getting onto kind of your sort of 5-6 inch diameter trunks and branches. But you know, it handled quite nicely. It was sturdy. It's lightweight, but it's not flimsy. And I think if you're wanting something just for, obviously this is to be used around the garden. It's not really to be used for you know, any sort of business, commercial use and stuff, because I don't think it would you know, withstand it if you were doing lots of kind of tree work and stuff. But certainly, you know, if you're maybe not used to using chainsaws, or if you want something a bit more lightweight, then, you know, I would say this fits the bill. Downsides, it doesn't have an oil reservoir, so, you know, you might have to keep it lubricated kind of by hand almost. I did have a little look, and if you do want to pay a little bit more, the higher end models, you can put oil in them, and with it only having one speed as well, you might want to get something that you can have a bit more control over the actual speed of it. But as I say, for the price, it cuts through, you know, you've seen it cuts through branches, you know, with ease. Let's have a look at the battery. so I've still got full battery. I've been using this for about half an hour now, away from the camera as well. Full battery, so the battery isn't an issue. Yeah, so just check it out. Obviously the descriptions, the link is in the description box. So yeah, just check it out. Right, thanks for watching guys, cheers.